Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are quite excited to have a young man who is becoming very, very popular within the entertainment industry here in Dominica. He goes by the name of Rich Bell, but popularly known as Ridge Cross the Bridge. Let us say hello to, I'll call him by his proper name for now, and we'll see how that goes for the rest of the interview. Ridge, thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with us here today.
Yeah, man, thanks for that. Thanks for having me.
It is my absolute pleasure. So the first thing for me, Ridge, is this cross the bridge, Ridge. I want to get this out of the way. Tell me what this is about.
Well, actually, that slogan came from my time spent in St. Martin. Because before Dominica, I was based in St. Martin playing music with different bands, reggae, salsa. And when you cross the bridge in St. Martin, you go into Simpson Bay. That was the hot zone in St. Martin. So many guys would say, yeah, we're crossing the bridge. Yeah, man, crossing the bridge. So that became like a slogan for when you go to a next level of CO and whatever, we're crossing the bridge.
So you see, there it is. I thought that had something to do with crossing the bridge in Dominica during Carnival or something. And there it is, we're getting a clarification of what that is. And I think many people might say, oh, you mentioned in sharing with us how the slogan came about. You mentioned working in St. Martin in music.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I was keyboardist. I used to play in like all the major hotels, all the casinos. I used to play in St. Bart's, Anguilla. Because I was a freelance keyboardist at the time. I wasn't singing. I was just more playing keyboard for different bands.
Okay. By the way, nice studio.
Oh,
I love it. It is quite cozy, and I think anyone would be comfortable in here producing music. All right, so Rich Bell is your name. So give me a bit about your background,
Well,
your family
actually,
background.
Well, people call me Rich for short, but my full name is Coleridge Bell.
Coleridge Bell.
Yeah,
Okay, that's a
Rich for
nice
short.
name.
Yeah,
People are going to learn some things.
yeah. So everyone, basically, in Newtown, they used to call me Rich for short. So you take out the COLE and Rich. But my full name is Coleridge Bell.
Do you like Coleridge, the name?
Well, it's the name my mother and father give me, and it's from my late uncle, who's in the States. So they named me after my uncle.
Okay, it has a bit of a British feel or something
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
an English name. Yeah.
It is, right? Okay, so tell me a bit about family, Coleridge.
Okay, well, my family, my mom is Sheba Bowers Bell, my dad is Thomas Bell. Both of them are teachers. My mom teaches at grammar school, my father teaches at the college.
Your dad dabbled a little in politics,
Yeah,
right?
my dad I'm in politics for UWP.
Yes.
And then we had I have my sisters. I have one in Texas. That's my older sister, Adela. I have my smaller sister, Shelley Bell. And I have a younger brother, Alfonso Bell, who studied in Texas as well.
Okay. And family, children? Do you have
Oh,
children?
we have one son, Jaquan Bell.
Tell me about Jaquan.
Oh, well, Jaquan was born 2009, December 4th. My one and only son. The day he born, the next day I had to leave because that's my first time traveling out of Dominica to do music, to play on the cruise ship. But that's my life. That's what I live for.
What was that like, having to leave your son on the same day that he was born, and how soon after did you get to meet him again in person?
It was really rough. It was really rough, because you just see it hold him in your hands, and the next day I had to leave. And I watched him 6 months after because I was working on Carnival Cruise Lines, and the contract's at 6 months. So I waited 6 months again to see him.
But that must have been a nice feeling to see him after the 6 months.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. What do you do with him, and what is your life like with your son?
Well, to be honest, when my son lives with me, the music takes a lot from me, and I sacrifice a lot of my life traveling and trying to reach where I am in music right now. So I missed a lot of time with him, but the good part about it with music, you have a lot of free time to do what you want. So he comes in and out of the studio. I did something with him for the Christmas. Sometimes he put back up vocals on my songs for me, so we have a good relationship.
That is excellent.
Yeah.
In terms of life growing up, what part of Dominica are you from, and what was life growing up as a young boy?
Okay, well, originally I'm from Newtown.
Okay.
I think I spent like the first 8 years of my life in Newtown. Newtown, at that time it was different. It was mostly me and my mom, because my dad was always studying. And then my mom, and then my auntie, Philo, a woman called Philo. She was staying with us in Newtown. So then I went preschool, primary school, I went to Ginger preschool in Newtown, across the Catholic Church. Then from there I went to SMP. When my father came back, we built a house in Jodel, and we moved to Jodel after that.
I know there was a Jodel connection.
Yeah.
Okay, but generally though, what did you do as a child? What did you do to have fun? You know, how did you enjoy yourself?
Okay, well, in Newtown was different. So in Newtown we go and play marble hole, go by the bay, play light ball, hide and seek. What does it have? There's a lot of video games together. There was Super Nintendo, all of us to come together and play video games and watch movies and basically kind of like run car, they say. Yeah.
Run cowards, I like that. So growing up for you was fun.
Yeah, it was
sounds
fun.
like it was fun. What about education?
Okay, how far did I reach in education?
Yes.
Okay, well, after I went to SMP, SMA, and from there I went to college for a while. But I was doing good academically, but my passion was always music. And like my parents used to tell me, like, regional music is a hobby. You have to get a real job, like a architect, whatever, this and that. But I wasn't hearing it. Like, music was my thing, and I decided that's where I was going to head to.
That's where you. So how long did you stay?
In college?
Yes.
So about a year, then I dropped out.
About a year and you dropped out. But I'm sure during the course of this interview, probably we'll learn whether they were right or whether they were wrong.
Yeah.
In terms of music just being a hobby and whether or not you could actually earn a living from that. But we'll get to that a little later on the program. Tell me about your days at SME. What were those like?
SMA. For the first part, my dad was teaching SMA at the time. So basically,
you had to behave.
Yeah. Yeah, well, SMA was good. You know, I can't say nothing bad about SMA. It's a good school. I had brothers. I had good friends. And then from food farm, that's when things were a little more difficult because I was doing sciences. But I had some good high schoolers. I can't complain.
You learned.
Yeah,
you learned a little something.
Yeah, I learned something.
You learned a little something.
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, floor. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, mad. Tap up. Look at the place covered. Browse all you want. Pose all you want.
Win big with Flow. iPads, smartphones, staycations, breakfast fed tickets, data, and over $15,000 in cash. Activate a 3, 7, or 30-day prepaid combo plan. Pay up your bill. Switch to Flow. Bundle up for your chance to win every day.
Bundle, yeah. Bundle, save. Tap up, yeah. Tap up, man.
Bundle now and get a smartphone for free. Switch now.
All right, so for those who may just be joining us, viewing this interview, we're actually speaking to Coleridge Bell, aka Cross the Bridge Reach. I hope that I got that right. And we're in the segment where we're just getting to know our guest a little more. I know many people know this young man in terms of music, but I always believe that there are opportunities, or these interviews present opportunities to get to know more about the guest in particular. In terms of education reach, do you intend on pursuing any further studies, and in what field, if yes?
Well, if I ever do anything, it will basically be around music and video production. Because besides the music part, I also do video production as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you would do excellent at that if you decide to do so. I know probably the field that you want to get in might be a situation where you have to physically go somewhere to do it, but I suspect sometimes that's the sacrifices that we have to make. So I hope that one day I will hear that Ridge is off, to do some further studies in the field of music and video production in particular. So in terms of leaving school, did you go straight into music, or did you seek employment?
Well, after high school, my first job I had was as an electricals with an uncle of mine called Edward Bowers. That's my uncle. We were doing a job down in Petit Coolibri. They were building that 5-star, I think they're Coolibri Ridge. Yeah, we were working on that. I was helping to
your name in somewhere.
Yeah, Coolibri Ridge, we were up there. And from there, I dabbled into construction. I did some work with Josephine Gabriel and Company. And I think I was in music on the side as well. My first band was a band named Jodel. We didn't really had a name yet. But yeah, we had a band named Jodel. It was me, Carlin XP was there with me, a guy called Dillon Reese. And from there, the band kind of broke off. And I started a band in Eggleston. I think the name of the band was Dark Side at the time. And then from that, I went to Cross Vibes. So all the time I was working, I was in the music on the side, just trying to get the feel of the whole vibes.
Also, you used to be a part of Cross Vibes.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
I do remember Cross Vibes. So let us talk about the music. What is the passion where music is concerned that all along you felt that is what you wanted to do, to the point where the parents said this is just something on the side, a hobby? Tell me, what about the music that got you hooked?
Well, I think it all started when I was in second form, and my dad brought me a keyboard. And from there, that just sparked my interest. I didn't know how to do anything, but I would just go on the keyboard and start playing, figuring out the notes. And then they brought me to Mrs. Later. I started off playing classical music at first.
Imagine that.
Yeah, classical music. I think I reached up to grade 2. And then from there, I thought I had a basic concept of the music. So I started going into more of a culture, in terms of reggae, booyah, stuff like that.
The keyboard, was it a request from you, or was it because they figured you had some level of interest in music?
I think my father see a keyboard and buy it for me.
That was it?
That was it, just buy it on a whim. You see a keyboard, he say, hey, buy a keyboard for it. And that was an request it, I wasn't expecting a keyboard now.
Okay. What about when you were then sent to Mrs. Layton? Was that the intention of your parents, to get you to learn that style of music?
Well, I think they just wanted me to have some extracurricular activities, because I used to spend a lot of time playing video games. And they wanted me to have something else besides that. So I think they were trying to get me to do something different.
Okay. So the music started there. You went to music school. You picked up on your little classical beats. Then you decided to divert into more local. What was the attraction of the local or the reggae and so on to you, to get you to move from where you started?
Well, it first started off. The first person to my first song, apart from classical music, was DJ Snow Sadiq. Yeah, he used to play keyboard in the church, and he taught me how to play Bob Marley. I think it's straight up, and taught me how to play the bass with the left hand and play the chords in the right hand. And from there was this band called Mordy Fee Band.
I remember Mordy.
Yeah, Mordy Fee. The lead singer was from Jodel, and he used to come and show me little chords on how to play zouk and stuff like that. But after that, he died. They killed him. I think it was Massacre. Yeah, he was stabbed. But I built a relationship with the band at the time, Ali Roll and the other guys. So from there, I used to always go around the band house and watch them play. And I think that's where cross I started practicing too. So that's how I got to get to know the members as well.
In terms of the instrument itself, outside of what you did with Mrs. Later, did you attempt to do any additional formal training in terms of playing the keyboard? And how did you, if not, how did you get to where you are in terms of the skills that you've developed?
Well, for me, when I started playing classical music and listening to other genres of music, I started to hear music in my head. Like sometimes I would just hear a beat, but I never used to tell anybody anything. But I would always hear music in my head, hear different notes, different things. So I started training mostly by ear. A lot of it was my own training, just listening to WCK, listening to Triple K, trying to replay the parts, listening to other bands like Casa and stuff like that. So a lot of it was my own personal training by ear.
So a lot of practice.
Yeah, a lot of practice.
A lot of practice, which is what has got you to where you are today.
Yeah.
So tell us, Rich, in terms of the music that you're involved in, we've heard you do different things. Quite impressive in terms of, I remember hearing something around the independence season that you did. You dabbled in calypso. So first of all, do you have a specific type of music that you play and focus on? Or is it that, you just go with the seasons?
Well, not other than specific music, I have appreciation for all genres of music. Because when I was in St. Martin, I wasn't playing booyah at all. It was mostly reggae, booyah, salsa, R&B, ska, sometimes a little bit jazz. So I have an appreciation for all music. And before I came to Dominica, I was playing different bands, reggae, salsa, R&B. So even if you listen to my music now, with the booyah especially, it sounds different from everything you heard from CK, from Triple K. Reason being why I try to infuse different genres in my music. For each song has a different kind of vibe and different kind of tones. So yeah, that's my little secret when it comes to me attacking my music.
You have the term, attacking his music. So let us take it. When you first started singing itself, right? What was the first song you produced or you sang?
Okay. Well, the first song I produced was Rhythm Tonight, aka So Tonight. That's my first song. And that song I wasn't really trying to do anything because I think Hurricane Maria and Irma just hit, so Dominic was down, St. Martin was down. So I had family in Guadeloupe. So when I went to Guadeloupe now, they like the booyah vibes. So I want to really start back getting to the booyah again. And then I was in a show, I think it was organized by Vado and DJ Joe. And they asked me to just go and play keyboard, play rhythm and play keyboard. So I was there playing keyboard and stuff. And then there was this woman, a French woman, and whole night she come in my ears and tell me, "Rich, I want to suck whatever tonight." She was that woman, "Rich, I want to suck it tonight." So anyways, I see, you know what, when I went on the stage, I see, she said, and you just say lyrics, whatever tonight, and that's how that song created.
So you were just being creative. You were just being spontaneous based on what the person came and whispered in your ear several times.
Yes.
So that was the first song.
Yeah.
What was the reaction of the crowd?
Well, at first, when I dropped it the first time, I was in Guadeloupe. The places went crazy because Guadeloupe, they like that kind of vibe. So I said, I don't think anything about it. So then I went back to St. Martin, and then I see like DJs calling my phone. Rich, I want to come back next week and sing that song. I say, what song? The same song. Song tonight. I say, but I had a song. Well, you have to record it. So I say, okay, when I go, it will take about an hour. I play my keyboard part. I sing on the mic and I sent to a friend of mine's fridge. He was my drummer at the time to mix and master. He mixed and mastered it to me and I sent it to Guadeloupe. And that was it.
Question, when you sang it in Guadeloupe, was it in English or Creole or French?
No, it's English.
English?
Yeah, English.
And they picked it up?
Yeah, just me.
And they ran with it?
They ran with it, yeah.
And that was that?
That was that.
Did that inspire you in any way that, hey, probably I can do this singing thing?
Well, at first, I was more looking at like a gimmick. I said, I'm not really no singer. I'm more a producer. But then was Arturo told me to upload it to YouTube. I was like, Arturo, that's not really a song. I didn't upload it. He said, no, trust me, let's upload it. And when I upload it, Arturo told me, like, reach 10,000 views. I said, okay, cool. They can reach 50,000 views. I said, cool. They reach 100,000 views. I'm like, what? Like people are really into that vibe. So I said, let me try and do something else again. And that's when I made my second song, which was Don't Call My Phone.
Don't Call My Phone.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to ask you about this, right? And we will talk more about some of the songs that you've produced. So you spoke about that very first song that you produced. So it was not your intention to use the lyrics that you used in that song. It was based on something that was whispered in your ear.
Yes.
You realize it caught on.
Yeah.
Right? Did that direct the path that you took in terms of your general lyrics for music?
Well, yeah, that played a part because a lot of times people, it's not what you want. I realized that you had it's what the audience want.
Mm-hmm.
So like, whatever the people want, I'll give it to them. And people say all kind of things like, oh, Rich, what kind of lyrics there? What kind of song you make there? But it have a niche, and that's what the people want. I just give them what they want, and I think I have enough guts, and I bold enough to say it as is, and I think that's what gravitated them towards me.
So that's it for you. So a song like "I Want Drugs" is that the name of the song?
I Want Drugs. Yeah.
Okay, please tell me why you produced a song like that,
Okay.
and the reaction to it. I guess to probably a certain members of society, it's okay, they love it.
Yeah.
And then there's another group of people who are saying, you know, that's just poor lyrics, you know, that's having a negative impact on the young people and so on. Help me understand.
Okay, well, this song "I Want Drugs" now basically came at a time like I think I almost got in a stroke because I found out I had high blood pressure.
Oh.
I didn't know, so I went to the doctor. He told me I have to start going on pressure pills.
Okay.
I was like, what? So anyways, I went to this Victor Emmanuel. He was trying to give me a certain variety of drugs and whatever. And I realized, no, well, I'll be taking drugs for the rest of my life. Yeah, so I went to Dr. Victor Emmanuel and he told me that we have to find a balance of drugs that will help keep my pressure down. So then I started my little research on drugs. And I realized, like, the pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money out of drugs. And everybody taking drugs, whether it's for depression, for pressure, for whatever it is you're suffering from. So then I said I make a song, "I Want Drugs." So now, most people, when I said it the first time, my mom was like, oh, people can say about drugs. I said, no, drugs doesn't always mean it's crack, cocaine, weed, rum. Everybody taking drugs, whether it's weed, rum, white, pressure pills, pharmaceuticals, everybody taking something to make them feel better. And if it was making them feel better, they won't be taking it. So I said, no, let's make a song, "I Want Drugs," to keep me cool. I want drugs, keep me cool, baby. Cool father, yeah.
And that is interesting to hear because, again, there would be the perception out there, and I'm going to help you with this, that you're talking about taking narcotics and other types of drugs.
Yeah.
But the story behind it is that you were ill.
Yeah.
And then you were prescribed drugs to take by your doctor, and then that became a song.
Yeah.
And people, again, started to relate to it. What I suspect may have happened, Rich, is that some people took it in the wrong context.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think I'm happy for that explanation in terms of that particular song. And even with the very first one as well, you know, in terms of, I'm not trying to be a defender there of Rich and the type of music that he produces, but sitting here having the conversation with you, it helps to clarify some of the lyrics that you use in terms of music. So outside of "I Want Drugs" and the very first one, have you made similar type songs? Have you produced similar type songs with similar type lyrics that people may look down upon?
Oh, well, yeah, there's maybe like 2 other songs. Yeah, 4 songs of mine that people really find was they had a stigma towards it. Was "I Want Drugs," was "Suck Whatever Tonight." There's one, I can say "Come on Cook" live now. Yes, I can say it. No? Can I say anything? Yeah. Okay, so "Come on," then there's "Food One," "Come on." What was the 4th one? And then the last one was the one that I produced for Suki.
For Suki?
Yeah.
Okay.
The gripping.
Okay.
You know that song, no?
No.
You never heard that song?
I'm not sure.
Girl, I love it when you book your muscle.
Oh, well, yes. Oh my goodness. But what is the general reaction reach to these types of songs?
Okay, you know what? Like people like to say like Rich, why do you focus on making all that type of songs? But the ratio from let's say good lyrics to bad lyrics is like 3 to 1.
Okay.
When I release a wild song, I release some good song. Like there was a song I had was I Want You to Love My Music. There's a song I made for my ex-girlfriend, Baby, I Love You, Don't Go.
You had a little GP or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, man, I'm caught in a little GP. And next song, Caught in Your Trance, and all these nice songs. But you realize now when you watch the views and the streams, people always tend to go to the wilder songs. Like I say, for Subway Tonight, the dirty version has about 250,000 views. And in the clean version, which is She Won the Rich Tonight, has 10,000 views. So that goes to show that people gravitate more towards the wild side. And at the end of the day, the music is a business. So if you have something that's selling, you cannot, like let's say you have a rum shop, you cannot say, oh, I put in my rum shop and we sell soft drink. What's going to happen? You're going to fall. And there's a business run, you have to watch and see what people want, and it's what people want, that's what I give them. I try and be looking socially responsible. I'm able to go and kill, go and steal. Because I'm not talking about stealing, I'm not talking about killing, I'm talking about real things happening in life.
Okay, and I'm happy to hear that, Rich, because especially today, we're seeing, and we'll talk about your friend, you know, a little later on in the interview, but we're seeing things like violence and stealing and, you know, what the impact these are having on society. And so I would definitely commend you if you stay away from producing music that leads people to do those kinds of things, because clearly they listen. There's an audience that listens. You speak about the number of views and so on that you have on social. It definitely says what works and what does not work. But outside of that, so we focused a bit on the songs that some people see as having a negative impact on society. But you made this beautiful, I don't know if it was lyrical or not, whatever it was, but during Independence, all I know is I heard this rhythm and I loved it.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, what happened is it was Tilly. Tilly is my manager, Tilly Thomas, and this guy Frosty. And he like, Rich used to do something for the Independence season. So I was like, okay, I'll think of something. And then you see people like things that are different and unique. And I always try to be out of the box. So now, I remember the time I was playing for this group called Bracket. It was an African group in St. Martin. And I sometimes they would come and chant, but not really even know lyrics, just chanting, give you a melody and you vibes it. And also being from Jodel and the Jinping group. Sometimes they will play Jinping and when they sing, they're not really singing lyrics, they're just giving a harmony. So I sound something that...
Sometimes saying words without saying words.
Yeah, you know, so something saying a nice melody. So now what I wanted now, I wanted to give people something that everybody could relate to. Because a lot of people in Dominica, they can't really speak Creole and understand Patois. I mean, I have some that can speak it, but the majority of the young generation come, they don't understand it. So I say, I want to give them something they can understand. Give me the Lamui and the Hawa so everyone know what that means. And then let's give them something they could just chant. So that was the whole concept behind it. And then eventually I was going to turn it to a full song.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the whole concept to give people.
Did you turn it into the full song?
Well, I was going to turn it into the full song, but then after that I realized certain people wanted to take the song for themselves. So I decided to like shut down the project.
Oh, I see.
And I say like for the upcoming independent season, then I'll give people the
You'll give people
full vibes. But what I like to do with my music, that's why I started something called Radio Friday. Every Friday I will do something different. Just come in the studio and create something out of my head. I like to experiment on social media and see what people like. So I see what people like that kind of vibes, then that can make a full song. I see not really feeling it too much, I see, oh, let's scratch that, go to something else. Yeah.
What was the general reaction to that creolized, culturalized one that you did around the independence season?
What
was it called, by the way?
That
Did
was
it have a name?
there was this one that was Jinping.
Just Jinping?
The Jinping rhythm, man.
Jinping rhythm, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There was a green Jinping rhythm.
Okay. So I liked it. So what was the general feedback like?
No, everybody liked it. Some people at first say, what kind of song is that? But when they start listening over and over, they would catch on them and start to sing it. Yeah, I got a lot of love for that. A lot of people reached out and showed me like, you know, they like that kind of vibes. And my thing is always trying to show evolution. So I'm trying to give you the Jinping, keep the culture, but still coming from modern type of vibes.
And that was excellent. I think everybody could appreciate that one you did for the independent season. Let's talk about bouillon. Let's transition into bouillon. What is your understanding of what bouillon music is?
Well, to me, bouillon, my understanding bouillon is something. Wait, how many seconds for that properly? Yeah, bouillon to me is the groove of Dominica. And a lot of people try to say, what does make bouillon bouillon? And I watch other bands try and play it. But you have to be from Dominica to understand what bouillon is. Because I already see Casa, all different types of bands come and try and play bouillon. And it just doesn't sound like bouillon. So my understanding bouillon is sitting like a groove, a heartbeat of our culture. Transfused with a little bit of whatever, Scardas, mix a little bit of Calypso. And I think bouillon is something that there's not one word to describe it, because if you listen to Triple K, they play bouillon songs different from what WCK. Rory had something separate. First Series had something way different. MFR had something way different. So you can't really just define who bouillon is that. I think
so you don't think it's a specific sound? Do you think that each person gives it their own spices?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't think it's a specific song, but it's a specific groove. Yeah, certain bounce. Yeah, that what gives bouillon a drive. The drive for the bouillon. Once a song has that kind of drive, then I think I'll call it a bouillon.
Do you produce bouillon music?
Yeah,
You
sure.
produce bouillon music.
In my last album, my lyrics was a live bouillon album, strictly bouillon.
Strictly bouillon. Do you think that you are producing a different style of bouillon, a modern style of bouillon? What is your take on what you produce?
Well, I think my bouillon is different, especially when it comes to the music, and that was my goal, to make sure that the music is mature behind it. Because that last album I released, the live album, it took me about 14 months to put that album together. I had a bassman from England, a guitarist from Australia, a keyboardist from Texas, a drummer from St. Martin, and then me, and so I had the backups to put it together, put the musical arrangements together. So no matter what people can say about my lyrics, when it comes to the music, it is very mature. And I can tell you straight off, like, there's no band or no one has executed the bouillon musically on that level up to this date.
So how did that work out with these musicians all over the world?
Okay, what happened is, when I started the draft, we had a group chat, and I tell the guys, what do you think about this? And they said, okay, we're going to add this in, whatever in. And if you listen to the live album, there's some gospel in there, there's some country western in there, there's some rap in it. So yeah, so we created a group chat, and what I was saying, my ideas of the songs I had in mind. And we didn't have the lyrics yet, we were just working on the music to make sure the music was there. And over the months, we'd add change, add a little bit of gospel, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of country western, a little bit of salsa, a little bit of rap. So we're just trying to infuse everything into one and make a bouillon song and make it be a seamless transition. Because if you listen to the album from start to finish, it never stops. It's just like from one to the next, to the next, to the next. And I think we executed well. We had a deep appreciation for the music, especially in the European countries and American countries.
And where can one find that album too?
Well, if you know, you can find it on YouTube, have it on Apple Music, all the platforms, Amazon, what else is there? Deezer, Spotify. Yeah, it's online.
And we will talk in a while about the music and your livelihood, but let's talk about Calypso. So this year I heard this guy entering the Calypso arena, but upon investigation I was told it was not your first year. Was that your first year?
Well, that's my first year officially.
That was your first year officially entering?
Yeah.
Okay. But I was told you did something the year before, no?
What happened is, I wasn't trying to be in Calypso. What happened last time?
I wasn't trying to be in Calypso.
Yeah, the first time I released a song, I Don't Mind. If I see a pretty girl, I Don't Mind. It's a song I was made, it's a Rachel Friday song. And then Tilia said me like, Rich, send it for the Calypso. But I didn't really make that song for Calypso. That was me messing in my studio. But you guys liked it so much, you wanted it to be, but I didn't really send it in. Whoever sent it in, that wasn't me saying out to be in Calypso.
Okay, so that wasn't a Calypso, so I understand.
Yeah.
So, but this year, for 2022, you sent in a song.
Yes, I sent the song.
Was it called Mr. Pooh?
Yeah, it was. Mr. Pooh, somebody says Pussy, everything. Where was it, Mr. Pooh? I don't know.
What did you enter it in the competition as, Mr. Ridge? Was it Mr. Pooh?
No, it was Mr. Pooh. I think it was Pooh
C.
Yeah.
As in Pooh.
Yeah.
Maybe a hyphen
Yeah,
and
maybe that's
SEE.
Yeah.
I think it was something like
Yeah,
that.
Pooh C.
Right.
Yeah.
So you entered Calypso with that song.
Mm-hmm.
What was the thinking behind entering the Calypso competition, one?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the thinking? Give me the reasoning behind Mr. Pooh or Pooh C, whatever the case is.
Well, the reason for entering the Calypso competition was just to show my versatility. As I said to this year, if I do something for the Independence, I should do something for the Calypso season.
Okay.
And then the idea came from my uncle in St. Martin, Edward Bowers. He was telling me, for the longest while, how much is now? He told me, have a song we think we can do. But I'm a blind man named Pooh who couldn't see. But then a miracle happened and Pooh could see everything. So that was the idea behind it. I just went up that idea. It was me and Jolly. Yeah, we spent about the day in the studio writing the song, putting it together, and that's what they came up with.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And then you came and you sang the song.
Mm-hmm.
Again, different reactions to
Yeah.
your Calypso.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were not surprised.
No, I was surprised. People say I'm a controversial artist, and
Yes.
might be true.
Yes.
But I realized that sometimes the controversy sells, and you really trying to get people attention, you have to come with something different.
Mhm. So the song was simply about a blind man
Yeah.
who could not see,
Yes.
and then a miracle happened.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Mr. Pooh,
Yeah.
and he could see.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And you brought your song to the Calypso Arena,
Mhm.
and you made it to quarterfinals.
Yeah.
And you didn't go beyond that. Were you disappointed?
Really and truly, my goal was, we had quarters and we got straight semis. I think semis and
Semis you went to?
Yeah, semis, yeah.
You went semis. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
No,
That's
didn't
right.
have
didn't have
Yes,
quarters,
yes. I have all people who is into
Yeah.
Calypso should remember that.
Yeah, so we went to semis, and I know that my song different from the Calypso vibes, and I wasn't really trying to be in a competition. I just came out to entertain my fans and show them a different side of Ridge.
And you enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Will they see more of you where Calypso is concerned?
I'm not sure, but maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So I think probably you should try again. Give it another shot. Probably start thinking about your song. And whereas you may want to do a song with some level of masking, you can still do that. But let's probably be a little bit more a little more how would I say it? Within
Less smart?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I
Probably.
personally like this song.
Yes, because you're not bad in terms of the singing.
Yeah.
So I think I would like to encourage you then. Let me put it that way, to come forward again next year.
Yeah. But
Whether you choose to be controversial or not, it is up to you.
Yeah.
Whatever direction you decide to take, but don't just give it up this time around. Think about it, okay?
Yeah, think about
You
it.
think about it. What other type of music do you produce?
Well, basically, I produce every type of music you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the end of the day, when you train in classical music, it makes it easier to grasp different genres of music. So if you want the gospel, you want it, because that's what I plan on doing too.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the gospel album, but not now, but
A gospel album is
Yeah.
in the future.
yeah, in the future.
In terms of producing though, is there another album in the works, and what type of album will that be?
Well, yeah, actually, I have two albums. Was Slow, Groovy album, and next Booyah album.
Timelines?
Well, the Booyah album is done. The Groovy ones, I'm working on it. But I think I just maybe waiting for the right time, the right feel,
Mm-hmm.
to see when is the best time to drop it.
To release it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have a date in your mind as yet.
No, not the thing. That's it.
Okay. Rich, let's talk about the producing, the music. I come to the studio and I see a really nice, well put together studio. Is this your job? Is this your business?
Yeah, that's my livelihood. Everything is music. Like everywhere I've been 9 to 5. That's my 9 to 5 music.
That's your 9 to 5.
Yeah, music.
Is it a label? Do you have a label? How do you market this?
Okay, well, the studio name is Cross the Bridge Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of label, we sign under Mossiwo.
Mossiwo.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you part of Mossiwo, or there's the studio and then there's Mossiwo?
Okay,
But
well,
you work together.
Well, there's a studio, there's Mossiwo. I have a partnership with Mossiwo.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody mostly is at Rebel, but we have a strong partnership.
And you've produced some work together already.
Yeah, produced some work together
Yes.
as well. Yeah.
In terms of artists, do you have artists under your umbrella?
Yeah, well, actually, that was our original goal, was to spread the love in the music and to give anybody a chance, no matter what character. So if you watch some of my videos, you see different people from the street. So there's random people that will give them a chance to come in the studio, because you never know where inspiration might come from and who has what type of talent. So that was our goal, to like search for the artists, give them a platform where they can record, make money from the music, and eventually go on tour to make money from the art.
And you've been able to do that for a few people.
Yeah, I've been able to do that for a few people, yes.
In terms of a livelihood, you said that's your livelihood. Do you make money from this, and how?
Okay, well, there are three different ways people normally make money from music. The first one is the online distribution. So like the reason why I keep a steady presence on social media is because things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok actually pay money. So the more views you have, or the more you can use your music with your different products, is the more you make. So I would say that just from the online distribution, like I can survive off that on a monthly basis. Yeah, monthly basis. But it's kind of up for everybody. The reason being why you have to have a certain level of popularity, and not everybody have that charisma that I have to make money from the music. And then the second being the life.
Before you continue, did you have an early understanding of the opportunities that were available through these platforms?
Well, yeah, for sure. Before I decided to go into the music, I always studied the different ways to make money from music business, because I realized in Dominica especially that no one really had a full understanding of how to make money. All I had was just the live performances, and that was it. Because even now, up to this day, there's a lot of people that don't have their songs copyrighted or have it online for distribution, and they have other people making money from them, and they don't even know the people making money from their music. So yeah, I studied the business fully before I came into doing my own thing.
Okay. All right. So we were talking about the ways.
Yeah. So the ways, and the second way you make money from music is the live performances, which I think is the most you make from it, the live performances. And then the third is like the streaming, streaming on Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, stuff like that.
Do you record for other people? Is your studio available to record if somebody wants to come to record something? So let's say, for example, I want to do an ad. Can I come and call you and say, Reg, I would like to produce an ad. Can I come to your studio to do it?
Well, our studio, we have anyone that has, we're not open to everybody. We try to focus on quality. And let's say for art, like use you, but yes, for sure. Somebody else, I might tell them no, I don't have time to record, because I realized when I started doing the music as a business, I realized it took so much from me that I won't have time to do or to give people quality work. And I personally, if I can't give you something of quality, I'll tell you no, pass it on to someone else. So our goal is just to push our artists and our partners that we work with, and we try to keep it small, keep the quality top notch, and eventually grow, and maybe we can outsource work to different people.
What's the plan there, Reg, in terms of the future of the music, of the entertainment, of the artists under your umbrella? What's the plan?
Well, the plan was to finally give Dominica industry for musicians, because right now, you have to be honest, let's say there's this artist from wherever that wants to do music full time. Who can they go to start and to grow and start making money? It's basically not really in place. There's certain places you can check, for like advice, whatever, to really start it and making money. So our plan was first to give people a chance to record their music, get it mixed and mastered professionally, up to the industry standard. Help them with the marketing, because that's very important. A lot of people have their music and they think that's it, but they have to have a good marketing plan. Fourth thing, help them with their press releases and stuff like that. And the fifth, to finally give them a route, because a lot of people try and hold a route to themselves and be greedy with it, but to me that's the wrong concept. So let's say I'm an artist, I play in Guadeloupe, I play Martinique, I play St. Martin and Anguilla, those 4 places. All the musicians will try and say, oh, that's their route, they're not sharing it with anybody. But you really think about it, if I play Martinique this weekend, I can't play there next weekend again. So why can't I make a next man go for that same route and make some money? And if he has connections, let's say he has a connection in Jamaica and Haiti, I can say, okay, well, you know, I give you Nick St. Martin, I want to play Jamaica, Haiti, give me the connection. And just try and get a route that musicians can go through to make money and travel and really take the music to the next level.
So you're talking here about an unselfish approach,
Yeah.
and an approach where you want to help others.
Yeah.
So somebody comes, they don't have money.
Mm-hmm.
Would you still take on that person? And how would you now get your returns?
Oh, well, to be honest with you, since I own my studio, I never charge not one person a dollar to record.
Really?
Yeah. What I look for, I look to see who have the talent
Mm-hmm.
and who I feel that can have potential to reach somewhere, and I take them under my wing and I help them grow, and we make money together.
I see.
Yeah.
I understand. I
Yes.
definitely understand that. And talking about making money together, tell us about the performances, the opportunities for performances. We know we just came from COVID,
Mhm.
so there was very little of that. So tell us about the entertainment, the performing element of it. And by the way, you do a good job with your marketing.
All right, thank you. When you say performance,
Like opportunities to perform,
okay.
and what is generally a set like for Ridge and his team.
Okay, well, in Dominica, since COVID stopped, what I realized is getting some good venues is a big problem sometimes, especially the large following that we have. You always need a venue that can hold at least 400 to 500 people up. But so far it has been going good. You know, we do a couple shows, and it's been going good, and we plan on doing a Dominica tour over the summer. Hopefully we get some sponsors on board. But and outside too, a lot of them keep on calling Saint Vincent and Grenada, Saint Martin, Guadeloupe, France, England. Like a lot of people calling to get what we have bringing to the table. So when people say, "Oh, that can go out there," I really work with them because I know what happening in the background, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I find so far it's been going good.
So far it's been going good. You mentioned your following. Tell me what you're following. Who's your following? And how big is the following?
Well, I think the following, I was surprised because I didn't realize most of my performances we have a video team following us, and I started trying to watch to see who's the usual suspect. But at the time, it's always a different crowd, especially if you're in a different zone. Let's say Roseau has a certain zone, Portsmouth has a different set of people, San Sauvé has a different set, Granby, Scott set, and they range from young to old. So I guess we
What's
can
the
hit them.
attraction? What's the attraction, you think?
Well, I think the
What
attraction.
appeals to them?
I think there's something different, and when I come to an event, I try and give that high energy performance. And I don't judge, you know, some people have that kind of copper waste or thing. I'm a humble guy, you know, I'm not more than nobody not more than me. We form, we vibes, we talk, and take a picture, whether it's young, old, fat, small, slim, it doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
So, Dominica just has to be ready for more of Ridge Cross the Bridge and his team members,
Yeah, for sure.
and the world by extension,
Mhm.
the Caribbean, the world by extension. I suspect in due time we'll be hearing about European tours, maybe US tours, and so on.
Yeah, for sure,
And
definitely.
that would be exciting. As we're winding down, Ridge, I want to talk about a member of your team, Jolly, who was recently gone down.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you can tell me as to what happened, but you know, at least give us a sense of what you know and what you can tell. Tell us what type of artist he was on your team and your relationship.
Okay. Well, with Jolly.
By the way, my condolences.
Yeah, man, thank you. With Jolly, I know Jolly since from SMP. Yeah, SMA is primary. And SMA as well. He was in the business housing sciences. I always knew him, not personally at that time, but we always knew each other, say hi, hello. And then we got close when I came back down to Dominica doing the whole music vibes. Because I remember before, during my high school years, they had a group called Nursery Crew, and they were doing music and stuff like that, along with Dada. What I can say about Jolly, for sure, he was like a brother to me. Nothing was ever too hard for him to do for me. Yeah, people say all stuff about him, but any day, he's like your brother is your brother, your mother is your mother, no matter what it is. And he had my back 100%. And what I know is that he was gunned down in Bato State, somewhere where he normally frequents. And yeah, they shot him. I think it was something organized. I don't know what happened, what was the reason why. Because when I was with him was more on the music part.
Right.
Yeah, and that was really trying to push the music part
Mm-hmm.
and put people in a different direction. But yeah, that's it's a sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel a big part about him lost now.
Where were you when you heard the news?
Well, when I heard the news, I was sleeping. I was up by my girlfriend, up in bed, we sleeping at the time. And then someone commented me like, Rich, go and check Jolly, not well. So I think I was really sick or something else. I said like, where him? They say, yeah, he there, ambulance come for him. And then on the way driving down, his father called me. And his father told me like, yeah, they shoot Jolly. I said, what? He said, yeah. So I think when I'm on my way down, I can see what happened. And then there was a friend of mine and this. She was texting me and telling me, Rich, Jolly's in the hospital. He's not looking too good. I said, he's still alive? She said, yes. So I went to the hospital and then like just before I reached, she called me, she messaged me and told me, he's gone. I just feel like my heart just dropped.
What do you remember most or best about your friend?
Well, last thing I remember telling him, I said like I'm proud of him, you know. He's like proud for what? I'm like, yeah, you're pushing music vibes and helping the whole vibe because he was also a chef as well. So we do the events, he would handle the food and all the stuff like that. You know, and yeah, he like nothing's ever hard for Jolly to do, you know. The Jolly I knew was just a fun going, positive guy and always willing to push. So yeah, and he had just the same day he died, we had just finished his album. Then I just finished mix and mastered the whole album. Because that was our plan this month and we was going to do a big album release party for his album.
So what's the plans now?
Well, seeing that he's passed now, I think let's make wait until the funeral over and maybe replan something later on in the year to commemorate the
But
memory
you'll
of him.
still release it?
Yeah, I'll still release it. Yeah.
Still release it.
Yeah. I know he'll want it released and his family too as well.
Okay. So let's talk about the future for you. What does the future look like?
Well, so far, my plan is eventually to be someone like, I don't know if you know Dr. Dre. Let's be a producer and let's have an industry going that can just push artists through a certain medium, help them to record, go on honing on their craft, whether it's booyah, gospel, soca, zouk, and just help them make money and bring Dominica to a higher level. That's really my goal. So just bring the music industry to where it's supposed to be because those before us, they didn't really leave nothing much for us younger musicians to really follow through or make money from. I mean, like with Trinidad and Jamaica, I've been to those places, and like when they see like an artist coming up and it's really hot, they have a whole route to send him through because they have so much artists that have gone through the same process. But with Dominica, we have nothing for a young artist to go through, a process to go through to hone their skills, get better, and start making money because there's different levels of entertainment and venues. So sometimes, let's say when I just started playing music in Dominica, the venues were smaller venues, maybe can hold like 100 people, stuff like that. Right now I cannot even think of going there because it'll be way overcrowded. But the other artists that are coming up, I can push them to the same route, you know, bring them build a fan base, get to hone in on their live performance and stuff like that. So really my goal is to just set up a music industry, spread out my wings, get other people involved, because I know I cannot do it on my own. Everything is a team. And so far I have a strong core foundation, me, Arturo Bellot, TD and Frosty. And it's from there just really trying to make it, build it into an empire, I would say.
Looking for any support from, let's say, government, the cultural division and so?
Well,
what would you like if you were to say something to them now?
Well, it's really actually, I'm the person I like to look for handouts. Because everything I did, I done like when I never once go and look out. And to me, people would more come and invest in something this is already running, already making a profit. So my goal is to show everybody that hey, the music can make money. Here's what I've been making from it. And if you want to take it to the next level, then your support is appreciated but not really needed.
Any message for those out there who probably have a misunderstanding of who you are and the music that you produce?
Well, I'm there just a humble guy that have my bills to pay and my child support. I'm a father first, entertainer after. And anybody trying to do music, you have to understand it's not an easy road. And just like how if you work in by flow, you work by flow, ask the fans, I don't know that name. You work by flow, yeah. If you're working by flow, ask the fans, or for the police, it's a 9 to 5, and you have to attack the music like it's a 9 to 5. You have to put in the work, and most of the times if you put in the effort and you put in the work, most likely you might not reach Rihanna level or whatever, but you'll be successful enough to make a living of the music. Because there are a lot of gigs, apart from Booyah, when I was doing my gigs in St. Martin, with different reggae bands, there was like some steady gigs where you get like maybe 400 for your night, 500 for your night, or 1,000 euro for your night. There's gigs like that around that you can, do to make a living from music. So just doing your work, do your homework, study the industry, watch the type of music you're playing and the niche you're targeting and push forward.
Tough times never last, but tough people do. Do you consider yourself to be a tough person?
Yeah, for sure. I see the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. So just pushing forward and doing what I have to do.
Have you overcome some challenges over the years that probably led you to have that mantra?
Yeah, a lot of challenges, and to be honest, that pillow was from someone very special, close to my heart, that printed that pillow for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rich, thank you so much for agreeing and taking the time to have this conversation with me for my In the Spotlight TV series. I think even for me, I have gotten a better understanding of you as a person, as an individual, even outside of the music and the lyrics and its content. I think you have a good heart, and I think you have good intentions, especially with helping other musicians who are not able to help themselves. And I do hope that you continue with that posture, that you continue to assist those who need assistance. If they decide that's what they want to do, that is what they want to do. And if you can open that door of that studio and welcome them in and assist them, not only with the production, with the marketing, with getting opportunities to perform, I think your business is only going to flourish more. Thank you again, and I wish you well.
Well, thanks for that, and I appreciate you and GK coming through In the Spotlight. That's it, right?
Yes.
In the Spotlight, cross the bridge. Oh!